Hello and good afternoon. My name is Jiten Shah. I'm the director of the GRADD office, and welcome to the GRADD Dialogue. Today, my guest is Secretary Thomas Zawacki. He's a Secretary of Education and Workforce Cabinet in Frankfurt. He knows firsthand what the Kentucky businesses expect when it comes to the workforce. His experience as a business leader comes from more than 33 years in private sector, including about 22 years plus with the Toyota Corporation. Secretary Zawacki brings experience to his role as a Secretary of the Kentucky's Education and Workforce Cabinet, where he oversees the work of educating, preparing, and training Kentucky's current and future workforce, which is the most important for the upcoming century for us. Prior to his appointment as Secretary in July of 2013, he served as the Commissioner of the Department of Vehicle Regulations with the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet. He also served on the Kentucky Workforce Investment Board from 2009 to 2013, and during that time, the investment board implemented the Work Smart Kentucky. This is the strategies to transform the Kentucky's workforce development system to better prepare and equip workers and serve employers in the Commonwealth. He holds a degree in business administration from Ferris State University and a master's in procurement management from Webster University. Secretary, welcome to the GRADD Dialogue, and welcome to GRADD.
Thank you, Jiten. It's great to be here.
Yeah. And we really had a great chat, and you presented to our board of directors this afternoon, and it was a great kind of insight about what is happening in this Commonwealth. And as a secretary, I know that governor's administration is about 10 insight about what is happening in this Commonwealth. I know that governor's administration is about 10 insight about what is happening in this Commonwealth. I know that, and as a secretary,
administration, the Beshear administration has been,
absolutely.
We're at the lowest level of unemployment in the last 7 years. At the depths of the recession, our unemployment rate in Kentucky was 10.7%. Now it's at significantly lower at 5.7%. In fact, right here in the GRADD, we have some of the lowest unemployment rates. Hancock County, I think, is at 3.9%, and right here in Davis County, it's at 4.2%, I believe, is the number. But you give me credit for workforce development initiatives and finding the right people for companies, but I've got to say that what happens here in the GRADD is extremely significant. We're very proud of what you're doing here, and the workforce development initiatives and the jobs that you're finding for folks that need those jobs, and the training and retraining that is being done is something you should be very proud of.
Thank you, Secretary. That's a great compliment, but I think it's got a lot to do with the cooperation and working, with elected officials and our staff, and also, your office in this region, the economic development folks and education folks and everything else. But I got to say, in my decades of service, with GRADD, I had dealt with many secretaries, and the governor's cabinet and everything else, but you have been the most easy to access and so easy to talk to, and also so easy to understand our needs, So I do want to, express my appreciation that have been great, especially in the light of new or reauthorized legislation of the Workforce Innovations and Investment Innovation Opportunity Act. So let's talk about that. That kind of changes the face of the whole workforce area.
That's a very popular and very important subject in light of what's happening right now, as a matter of fact. The Workforce Innovation and Opportunities Act is the sweeping legislation that was passed on a bicameral basis by the federal government with huge bipartisan support to basically revolutionize how we do things in workforce development and resources for the unemployed and resources for those that are physically challenged and other challenges that folks experience, in addition to a huge increase in the amount of funds that are being designated now for at-risk youth.
I see.
The WIOA, we call it. I have to joke and stop and say WIOA. That's not a cough drop. But WIOA replaces the original Workforce Investment Act of 1998. This is the first major legislation that has occurred since 1998. So there's been tremendous opportunity over the years to identify improvement areas, and we are just now getting started for a July 1st, 2015 implementation, partial implementation. And the first thing that the federal government charged all the states with is to take a look at their current workforce investment areas, consider the establishment of economic regions, and we selected a wide variety of individuals throughout the state to participate on what we're calling our steering committee for designation or even redesignation of the workforce investment areas. And at the end of January, the steering committee identified its things that should be considered in terms of the designations and redesignations. And they came up with a recommendation for various models for the workforce investment areas and the regions. And those recommendations were reviewed with the chief elected officials in each of the ads. They were out for public comment actually last week. We visited 3 different regions of the state and obtained hundreds of comments regarding what the recommendations entailed that the steering committee came up with. And actually right now, today, which is the 11th of February, the steering committee is meeting, trying to sift and sort through all the information that we received and trying to come up with its ultimate recommendation that it will make to the Kentucky Workforce Investment Board.
So Secretary, people watching this show, even the elected officials, a group, then the citizens themselves watching this, and then the private sector. So if with all this process, I'm sure there's a goal that the mission that you have and your cabinet has is to how can we help those 3 segments? What does VIO and everything else means to the local elected officials? What does it mean to the private sector employers? And what does it mean to the citizens who are either looking for a job or trying to improve their skills or something?
Well, it's sweeping legislation that will provide numerous benefits, both financial and non-financial, both education and in addition to training opportunities. Will also help employers find the candidates that they need to perform the jobs of the 21st century as well. And we're very fortunate that this legislation occurred at the timing it did because, frankly, we're just coming out of the Great Recession. I mentioned Kentucky's unemployment rate is the lowest in several years. Exports are at record levels. Business recruiting is at record levels. In addition to things like the high school graduation rate, high school graduation rate in the 2011 and 12 school year, it was 87%. I'm sorry, 86%. And in the 2012 and 13 school year, it was 87.5%. Last school year, we were 4th in the nation in terms of high school graduation rate. And in addition, and I'll get to my point, in addition, the work-ready and college-ready level is the highest in many, many years. It's 62%. Just a few short years ago, it was only in the 40% rate. So we're making tremendous progress in work-ready, college-ready, high school graduation rates. We're coming out of the Great Recession, and what better time for the Workforce Innovation and Opportunities Act to be introduced to help even further have more people employed, find more people for business and industry, attract more business and industry to the state, which will create more jobs, and it's a perpetual kind of cycle. It's exciting.
So really, it's gonna apply to all the sectors of the society, and I think this, which is excellent, because in the past, we had seen some disconnect between the workforce training and the education side, on the private sector side. There are no silos. You kind of breaking all the walls and work on a mission that will be providing great skilled workers, opportunities for the unemployed, and then at the same time providing some regional cooperation. You mentioned, Secretary, the word work-ready communities. I know
Yes.
that was something that started during your administration. So tell us what it is, how does it apply to the GRADD region?
Yeah, Work Ready Communities is an exciting program. It's a certification for counties to demonstrate strengths in various areas. For example, high school graduation rate, second or post-secondary education attainment rate, the rate of national career readiness certificate holders, how wired are they broadband-wise? What is their computer literacy? Does their community support this kind of initiative? And there are other criteria. When measured and considered all together, can allow a community to become what is called a work-ready community. And this sends a strong sends a strong message to business and industry that this community has not only the people there ready to work, but the people with the skills that they need to do the job that employers need. And so our goal is by the end of the Beshear administration that all 120 counties in the Commonwealth have some level of involvement in the Work Ready Communities program. And in fact, we have 16 counties left to engage, and I predict that we're going to engage all those counties before the end of the Beshear administration. We've had tremendous support from Governor Beshear on this program, and we feel that we will continue to make progress.
Well, we want to thank you because you and your cabinet, and agencies, in our region, in all of the counties and all over elected officials. I believe that if I may, the GRADD, almost all 7 counties are either, like you mentioned this morning, work ready or work ready in progress.
That's a very good point, and I'm not sure many ad development districts can make that claim. But you're right, every county in GRADD is either work ready or work ready in progress, and that's a tremendous achievement.
And then add to that, I think we've been working with the Economic Development Cabinet and the Governor's Office as well to make our industrial site. I believe they call it the ready to be occupied kind of thing. So ready to be, all the infrastructure to start a business or industries, and now we got the skills to the work-ready community. So this is what a great opportunity you have.
It is a great opportunity.
Yeah.
And the work-ready communities is a great selling tool, my friends at Economic Development tell me. When they're recruiting business to Kentucky and they're asking businesses that already are here to expand their facilities, being in or recruiting a work-ready community is a tremendous advantage for Kentucky.
So really, the VIO that we're talking about is not just another program. It has a very defined strategies to achieve some of the performance as time goes on. What does it take active as far as implementation is concerned?
The first implementation of WIOA is July 1st, 2015. And as the rulemaking policy decisions are made by the federal government and given to each of the states, we will then create our own policy based on the governor's direction to establish our own policy and way of doing things. And between July 1st, 2015 and July 1st, 2016, we will accomplish 100% implementation of WIOA.
Well, I want to thank you for being on the GRADD Dialogue. I do want to thank you for recognizing the working cooperation among the agencies and the elected officials in 7 counties. And I think we're looking for a tremendous future with your experience and leadership, because it's not that every day that we find somebody in the leadership position, though those person had a 33 plus years of private sector experience, that what they want, how to deliver, and we look forward to working with you.
We try very hard, Jiten, but let me just emphasize, our job is made very easy by people like you and ad districts like GRADD. You are doing a fantastic job in this area, and you deserve a lot of compliments and accolades. You, your staff, the partners within the GRADD area, business and industry as well.
Well, thank you very much. And again, welcome to the GRADD. Again, I want to thank you for watching the GRADD Dialogue. We've been talking to Secretary Thomas Zawacki, who is the Secretary of Education and Workforce Cabinet, and talking about the new upcoming legislation and also how it's going to help our area, including providing better skills to the employees and also better employees for the employers. So if you have any question, you can call me at the GRADD office, 926-4433. Thank you very much.